All right, everybody, Candle Range Theory Trader back with you with another video. I wanted to make this just to explain how to trade the afternoon US session. So say for example, and this hasn't happened to me in a while, but I'm glad it did because I can make a video experience from this or learning experience from this. So here's the deal. What happens or how do you trade when what you want to see? So how I trade is this. I look for two patterns to play out during primarily the London and USA session. I look for the classic CRT model on the 4 hour chart. So ignore these days of the week. I look for this right here, this candle to be the 1 o'clock 4 hour candle, this to be the 5 a.m. 4 hour candle, and this to be the 9 a.m. 4 hour candle. So typically I'm done by 9 a.m. I'm done taking entries around in the 9 to 10 o'clock a.m. hour. And by like 1 o'clock or in the afternoon, I want to see price making the move. Typically by 1 a.m., I want to see price like down here from short. Or if I'm looking for the two candle pattern where say this is 5 a.m. and this is 9 a.m., still want to be done around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, this is pretty much just an M pattern with the first high of day here, second high of day here. Okay, so 1, 2, and then price going straight down. Well, what happens when that doesn't play out? All you do is you shift the times over, okay, on the 4 hour chart. You can do that or you can just not trade, up to you. But if you have set times, if you have the time and inclination, like I said, I'm not an advocate of sitting in front of the charts all day. But if you have the time or if you took some losses, it doesn't mean that your bias is wrong. It just means you may need to shift your thinking. So I'm going to go through that right now to show you how I would handle that. So these are all the pairs that I had a long bias on. I'm going to start with dollar yen. Okay, right here. Okay. So we have our high of day up here at 5. I had a long bias. It did give some action here, but then it still tanked. I didn't take this trade. However, all you have to do is move your bias to right there. And that's it. And if it does close back up inside the candle range, I would look for either this pattern, except a long version. So you have your first low of day here, second low of day here, and then price to rise. Now, would I expect it to rise all the way back up here to the top of the range? No, because it's 1 o'clock, and that's just too to me, it's too unrealistic. Also, as well, though, the price action may be a little, I don't want to say strange. It's just that tomorrow is the Fed interest rate. So I believe that's why price is trending like it is as well. They're building towards tomorrow. So that can have an impact when you're building towards high impact news. But that's what I would do here, regardless of what's going on. So that's that. And then I would take Aussie Swiss. I had a long bias on that. I didn't take any of these. Okay. But same thing. Okay. So we have our new lower day here. So I would look for price over the next 4 hours between 1 and 5 p.m. before the market closed to take it. I'll be very careful with this because this you can hold overnight because it's either going to do this where it's a two candle pattern and it'll give you some return for the next 4 hours, or it's going to do this. It's going to have a manipulation candle in the middle, or what I like to call a money candle. So it'll poke below the low in this case and then close above it a little bit. And there from like 5 to through the Asian session, it may rise some. So it could be a 4 to 8 hour hold is what I'm getting at. So, but I would just, again, change it over. Okay, so we do that right there. For CAD Swiss, I would just move that here. We just basically have a new range here and there. Safest take profit will be like the middle of this range right here. Just move it over. And it may not even come back. We don't know. But I would just do that. See what happens there. And then for dollar, which has been very weak, just move that there. And move that there. So that's it. And then you just wait. You can set a price alert right here to see what happens, or just, watch it. Either way, if you have the time. I would do price alerts because really, you're not supposed to be sitting at the charts all day, I promise. All right, so as far as these, same premise in reverse. Okay, I had a short bias on all of these because as you can see here, I counted on this range to be short like that. And then see how it closed inside of it. So I was looking at this right here. I wanted to see this right here. See how this candle rises above, closes inside, and I expect the price to go to the downside. But thanks to a stop loss, okay, you did. I didn't take this one. I took pound, which I'll show you in a second. But price rocketed out of the range. So this is a clear breakout. So thankfully I wasn't in that. So I didn't have to worry about losing any money on that. So what do I do now? New range established. That one and that one. And that's it. And then I go through the rest. So same thing here. Range top. There. I'm not gonna bother with the bottoms, but you get the idea. And again, I want to see price rise above this range, close inside of it, because I'm looking to do this or this, at least down to the middle of the range. Let's see for this one. This one I actually missed, so this one's already done. This would have been a good trade, but I just missed it, so it is what it is. Let's keep going. For this one, same thing. Range is up here, so we'll just do that and that. So only one of my biases played out, which was pound Aussie, but I did not take that trade. Unfortunately, I missed it. I was chasing something else. Okay, so that's the new range there, like that. Swiss yen, which I did take. I took some losses on that. So again, a new range. That's one. Let me get rid of this. I'll leave that. Okay, smaller range there, so I wouldn't expect that to do too much unless it breaks out to the downside. But we don't know what's going to happen. Let's see here. I'm actually in this trade now, but it's going back up. So if the high of the day doesn't hold, then I got to get out. But it is what it is. Okay, because it did. This one met the criteria that I look for, meaning that price. It did this. Let me just make this easier to see. Okay, so you got the range candle, the middle candle, which manipulates, and then I'm looking for a downward move. If it does break out a little bit, that's fine. The only non-negotiable is this high of day right here. Okay, right there, because I'm looking for it to do this. Literally this. I trade the same pattern every single day. Okay. If it doesn't do that, then it see on this model how that high holds. That's the non-negotiable. If this high doesn't hold, the trade is invalid. I get out. I take a small loss. Look for the next one. Okay. Let's see. GJ. This one didn't quite meet my criteria because it just went straight down. It didn't create a new high in the 9 o'clock hour, so it just straight dropped. But hopefully EJ does the same thing. If not, then oh well. And then lastly, EuroCAD, same deal. We make the new range here, and of course after this rate, if it doesn't play out by, I say, like 3, 4, it just is what it is. You just got to take your losses. All part of the game. Okay, so we'll do that there and this here. And that's it. So you just reframe the range, set price alerts, and see if anything comes out of your new biases. That's really all you can do. So you just slide the time frames over. So if you don't get a 159, see if you can get a 59. And now this is the 1 o'clock hour. So starting in the 1 o'clock hour, you want to see price go to the downside, like I'm looking for on this one right here. Okay, you want to see price start to go down. And remember your stop out. Your stop out is always going to be this candle's high, just like over here. This candle's high should not be touched. Okay, this candle's high should not be touched. If it does, then you were just trading against the trend. It happens. All right, but that's it. That's all I got. That's just the side. So sometimes this will happen. It's rare, but like I said, it can happen. So hope that helps. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.